Good morning. So I was wanting to share, I received in my email that the Outreachy was open for applications for the internships opportunities. And I've gotten these emails for a couple of years now, and I've always shared them with the students. I don't think that many actually applied, though, because as awesome of an opportunity as it is, there is a fairly decent application process. So I wanted to kind of go over it and just explain what this is and see if there's anybody, just share what it is. So Outreachy is a paid remote internship program. So paid is the key word on that. The goal is to support people from groups and underrepresented in tech. We will help newcomers to free software and open source makes their first contributions. So let's see, like I said, they provide internships to work open source. People apply from all over the world. Interns can work remotely and are not required to move. They pay a stipend of $5,500 for the 3-month internships, and interns have a $500 travel stipend to attend conferences or events. So interns work with experienced mentors from open office communities or open source communities. The projects may include programming, user experience, documentation, illustration, graphical design, or data science. Interns often find employment after their internship with Outreachy sponsors or in jobs that the skills have learned during the internship. So what's nice about this program is it's paid and you get to work with really cool technology and the method or in the way that you have an interest in. So working with technology is not all programming. That is a huge part of it if that's something you have an interest in, but that's not all there is to it. There are other multiple facets to working in the field of tech. And this gives a perfect example of it. Programming, user experience, which has to do with the visual aspects of it, like what is the experience as you're navigating something, their website or software. The documentation, the instructions, is it easy to follow? Illustration, it kind of goes with the user experience. Is it pretty? Is it easy to follow? Is it easy to navigate? Graphical design, again, going with the aesthetics of it, or data science, which is a huge field to get into. Let's see. So what's nice about it, you can find your little niche. You can find the thing that interests you the most. And this is a potential way to gain that experience over the 3 months, work with people in that particular field, make some contributions to the field you have an interest in, and get paid for it. So it goes on a little bit more about what free and open source is. I'm not going to get into that. But let's see. It's open around the world. They invite applicants who are women, trans or non-binary, and genderqueer people to apply. And they also invite all these different minorities. Can't think of the right word. Minorities want to go with minorities. Let's see. So they have, their ratio of their interns. Okay, and then we talk about the eligibility. So they have to be 18 years or age or older by May 24, 2021. I do believe that you do not need a college degree. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that a high school diploma would suffice. We're going to find out, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. You're available for a full-time 40 hours a week internship between these dates. You've not interned with Outreachy, the outreach program for women, or Google Summer of Code. People who were a Google Summer of Code intern are not eligible. So those are the things that will make you ineligible. Applicants who have a part-time or contracting jobs are welcome to apply. But if you have a full-time job and you're not willing to commit or quit that full-time job to commit to this internship, then you're not eligible. Let's see, and neither is taking a leave of absence. So basically, you can't have another full-time job, full-time commitment. Outreach is open to university students and people who are not university students. University students must have 42 consecutive days free from school and exams during their internship period. And this is generally the summer break time, so that should work out okay. Let's see. The internships run twice a year, May to August and December to March. Have some rules around which internship round you can apply to. If you're not a university student, you may apply to either internship round. If you are a student of a university in the Northern Hemisphere, you will be eligible for the May to August, which is what we do. Otherwise, for your universities, okay. If you're completing your last term for your degree, you may be eligible for either round, regardless of what hemisphere you are in. I think that's interesting. Like they refer to things as hemispheres. Yeah, that's not something the verbiage you see a whole lot. So what's always nerve-wracking whenever you're applying for a job or an internship is like, do I know enough? And that's a bit of imposter syndrome that, I think we all suffer. No matter, especially in the field of tech, no matter how much we know, there's always more to know. Technology is always changing, which is fun and fabulous, but it's also very frustrating sometimes because you just feel like there's not enough time to learn it all. Or to gain experience in any particular key markets or whatever niche you have. And that's okay, as long as you kind of accept that and you have that lifelong learner mentality. So when it comes to, am I experienced enough? So they often get these questions, like, I'm a second-year university student. I've done some projects in X programming language. Am I experienced enough? I'm learning Y through online courses, but I haven't worked on a big project. Am I experienced enough? The answer is you should fill out the application. Okay, just fill it out. The worst that can happen is no, and the best that can happen is yes. Outreachy may have many different internship projects. They have different skill requirements. So it is likely there will be at least one project that fits your skills. So that kind of goes with the skill preferences and stuff, and I'll let you read that. Do you have to be a programmer to apply? No. You don't need to be a programmer to apply to Outreachy. Some projects are based on non-programming work, and they may involve design, documentation, user experience, marketing, or event planning. So like I said earlier, there's multiple facets in the field of technology and computer science. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to be uber smart in math. There's plenty of opportunities in it. Just take a step that direction. However, the majority of Outreachy projects will require that you have some programming skills. You will need experience programming to apply for those projects. So sometimes mentors are willing to teach you a new programming language if you know at least one other programming language. And that kind of goes back to with technology is always changing. Like there's always new programming languages that different companies are using. Like, here at Hocking College, you learn about JavaScript in terms of programming languages, JavaScript, Java, and Python. Okay, and then you may get into an employer or internship, and they don't use any of that. They use what's Androids? Swift. Okay, we're not teaching Swift yet. We may in the future. Swift is Apple's, and I can't think of what Androids is, so we're just going to say Flutter. So they may be using something like Flutter or Swift or something else, and we don't teach that here right now. So, but if you have an understanding in the basics of one programming language, it's going to help you get into another programming language. Those skills will transfer over little by little, like some familiarity in one particular programming language will help you with another one. Do you have the type of project I'm interested in? Some applicants have specific types of projects, may want to find a project that fits their current skills. So there's some, basically the answer is you should fill out the initial application. Okay. So if you have questions, fill out the application, and, again, the best is yes and the worst is no. So it talks about the schedule, let's see. Talks about the period review, essay questions. Let's see. So I think, essay questions would typically trip people up. It's like, because, on some applications, and I'm included in this, I include myself in this when I say people. If something is an application process of, click this form, fill out your name, phone number, whatever, basic stuff, like I'll do it. But when I see essay questions, I'm like, oh, that takes more time. And again, this is like a really awesome internship opportunity, and it's going to take more time. But it's an awesome internship opportunity, and you just got to do the work to have that awesome opportunity. So, it talks about the essay questions and the things that you need to write about. And there's some tips in there. Let's see. And then there's other information. Okay, so I've talked about Python and programming languages before. Let's see. So Python looks like the number of projects. Git, C, JavaScript, Linux, Java, all of those different things. Some of the things we do teach here at Hawking College, and some we don't. Like we teach Python, we teach Git. It's not its own, but we teach the concept of Git and GitHub with the GitHub. We don't teach C. We teach JavaScript. We teach Linux. We teach Java. Let's see. We have operating systems, a class with our cyber program. We teach this, and we have English courses. So you can see, if you have a particular language that that is your thing, you can see how many projects are based on that. Like, it looks like a majority of them are Python. If you see that maybe you have more experience with, let's say with Kubernetes, and you see that there's 3 projects with it, maybe take the time to kind of brush up on your Python and start getting going with it. And there's a variety of different ways you can take this to strategize and to prepare and to plan. So this will kind of go over some more information about finding a mentor and internship project. Talks about the next step once your application is approved, and then what you do is making contributions, how your contributions are evaluated. So it goes on more and more about once you actually get to, once you get past the application stage. So it's a really cool opportunity. Does not look like you need to be a college student. So if you're fresh out of high school or you're not sure what you're doing yet, and this seems like a really cool opportunity, I'd recommend to apply. And if you have any questions on any of these languages, like resources to learn or to improve your skills, or what kind of classes we're offering here at Hawking College that may help you with that, then let me know. We'll be more than happy to help. And let me know if you apply. I'm curious to see who applies. Thank you.